Nvidia's Q1 fiscal year 2027 earnings report delivered an $81.6 billion revenue print. That is an 85% jump year over year, alongside a $91 billion guidance for Q2. By conventional metrics, numbers of this magnitude trigger immediate market rallies. But following this release, Nvidia's stock price closed nearly flat. This split screen illustrates the contradiction. On the left, we see Nvidia's revenue climbing. On the right, we track an explosive surge in tech sector debt issuance. These conflicting metrics reveal a buy side that has absorbed the maximum optimistic upside of silicon sales. The AI growth story has migrated into the global credit markets, becoming a massive macroeconomic event. We are going to trace the capital funding the projected $600 billion global data center buildout, examine the inversion of big tech cash flows, and unpack Nvidia's strategic pivot towards sovereign AI.
To calculate the actual ceiling of the AI supercycle, tracking GPU architecture is insufficient. We have to map the flow of corporate debt. Historically, big tech operated on a highly reliable financial baseline. Companies generated massive internal free cash flow, allowing them to expand entirely through self-funded operations. That model breaks under the weight of the 2025 to 2028 global AI data center buildout. The total projected cost exceeds $600 billion. This line chart plots the top 5 hyperscalers' capital expenditure against their free cash flow. The Capex trendline has officially crossed above the FCF trendline. The math is unforgiving. Projected cash flows sit at $1.4 trillion against $1.5 trillion in required financing. That free cash flow calculation also includes mandatory shareholder returns, primarily buybacks and dividends, which these megacaps cannot pause without triggering a massive equity sell-off. This deficit forces a mandatory transition. Historically, cash-rich tech companies are now required to seek external funding to maintain their infrastructure pipelines. To bridge this gap, hyperscalers are deploying specific credit instruments, including $200 billion in corporate debt and $150 billion in securitized credit structures. Hyperscalers have reached the limit of their internal revenues. Further infrastructure scaling now depends entirely on the strict yield requirements of the global bond market. This vertical bar chart stacks the 2025 tech sector borrowing spree. U.S. big tech investment-grade bond issuance surpassed $200 billion. AI and tech borrowers dominated the year, driving 6 of the 10 largest corporate bond financings, anchored by Meta's $30 billion deal. That represents only the investment-grade layer. Tech and AI-adjacent borrowers added another $300 billion of leveraged loan issuance to fund data center acquisitions. This pie chart breaks down the aggregate corporate bond index, showing how severely this borrowing shifted the overall market composition. AI-related sectors, including tech, electronics, and utilities, now command an 18% share of the entire index. This structural shift creates severe index concentration risk. Conservative 16M investors, who typically buy the broad index to minimize volatility, are being forced into massive tech sector exposure. Second, these massive infrastructure financings require longer maturities, which places immediate upward pressure on the duration of the entire index. AI debt has swallowed the credit markets. If capital expenditure slows down, the damage will send immediate shockwaves through global fixed-income portfolios. Debt operates on a very strict timeline, and the current uncertainty surrounding the actual return on investment for AI infrastructure is triggering widespread hedging across Wall Street. This chart plots Oracle's 5-year credit default swaps. The cost to insure Oracle's debt has more than tripled since September, jumping 111 basis points. While Oracle maintains strong core profitability, this spike measures direct market fear regarding their highly debt-funded AI buildout. A major driver of this fear is concentrated customer risk. Relying heavily on specific AI startups like OpenAI drives up the premium required to insure the debt. When we shift our focus from the buyers to the primary supplier, we can see exactly how Nvidia's balance sheet is internalizing this macroeconomic fragility. During Q1, Nvidia quietly added $4.4 billion to its inventory, a 20% jump. But the critical metric is their investments. This table isolates Nvidia's non-marketable equity securities, surging 95% from $22.3 billion to $43.4 billion. This exposure directly ties a portion of Nvidia's valuation to the precarious survival and private market sentiment of the AI startup ecosystem. The flat reaction to Nvidia's earnings beat is a direct symptom of this ROI uncertainty being priced into the stock. Institutional investors are refusing to expand equity multiples until the AI ecosystem proves it can generate the real-world cash flow necessary to service its underlying debt. To ensure their customers survive their debt obligations, Nvidia is executing a strategic countermeasure, expanding the buyer base far beyond the Big Five hyperscalers. Figure 1 from the CMB International report shows the structural change in Nvidia's Q1 data center revenue segmentation. While hyperscale revenue growth has decelerated to 12%, the newly broken out ACIE segment reached $37 billion, growing at a significantly faster 31% quarter-over-quarter. ACIE stands for AI clouds, the industrial sector, and global enterprise. These customers are incredibly valuable because they lack the engineering capacity to design their own custom silicon substitutes. The highest tier of this expansion strategy is sovereign AI. Jensen Huang's pitch to world leaders is direct. Every nation must own its cultural intelligence. We see this materializing in regions like the UAE, rapidly transitioning into an IT hub to capture a projected $320 billion regional economic boost. By architecting these full-stack AI factories, Nvidia is distributing the crushing cost of infrastructure away from concentrated hyperscalers and onto global state-level balance sheets. Nvidia's forward outlook remains formidable, underpinned by $1 trillion in revenue visibility for the Blackwell and Rubin architectures through 2027. This flowchart connects the hardware pipeline back to the macroeconomic reality. Corporate debt flows to hyperscalers and governments, who then purchase Nvidia AI factories. For this cycle to continue, those AI factories must generate massive token cost efficiency and immense downstream revenue. That downstream revenue is the only mechanism capable of flowing back up the chain to service the yields of the underlying corporate bonds. This $81.6 billion print marks the moment risk transferred from tech equity markets to global credit markets. The survival of the AI supercycle depends on whether agentic AI, sovereign AI, and the enterprise sector can generate enough tangible economic value to keep the global bond market from collapsing under the weight of the build-out.